Um, what if I told you that some of the most profitable crops you could possibly grow aren't what you think? Not corn, not soybeans, not wheat. I'm talking about plants that sell for $20, $40, even $80 per pound. Plants that most growers have never even heard of. Plants that are so in demand that chefs, supplement companies, and health-conscious consumers are practically begging for more supply. Most people don't know this, but while everyone's fighting over commodity crops that barely break even, there are specialty plants out there generating serious money for the smart growers who know about them. Plants with massive margins, low startup costs, and markets that are desperately undersupplied. And today, I'm going to show you 20 of them that will change the way you think about farming and homesteading forever. Stick around because number 2 on this list is the fastest growing plant on Earth, researched by NASA, and most people think it's just pond scum. And number 19 is so exotic and in demand that it sells for up to $80 per pound, and you can grow it in your backyard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we post new videos every week. So let's get into it. Here are 20 profitable plants that could change your income, ranked from impressive to absolutely incredible. Number 1, Moringa, the miracle tree that prints money. Let's start with Moringa, also called the miracle tree, and for good reason. This fast-growing tree produces leaves that can sell for $20 to $40 per pound dried, and the demand is exploding in health and wellness circles. Moringa oleifera is one of the most nutrient-dense plants on the planet. The leaves are packed with vitamins, minerals, and protein, which is why the supplement industry can't get enough of it. People are paying premium prices for moringa powder, capsules, and tea. Here's why moringa is such a business opportunity. It grows incredibly fast, sometimes 15 feet in the first year. You can harvest the leaves multiple times per season, and once established, it needs minimal care. You're basically growing a renewable cash crop that keeps producing. And most moringa products in the US are still imported. That means domestic growers have a real chance to step in with fresher product, better quality control, and the ability to supply local brands. High demand, low supply, premium pricing. That's the whole game. Number 2, duckweed, the pond scum NASA researched. Duckweed might be the ultimate hidden opportunity in agriculture. This tiny aquatic plant that most people think is just pond scum can sell for $20 to $60 per pound dried, and it's one of the most remarkable plants on Earth. Wolffia and Lemna species are the fastest growing plants in existence. They can double their biomass in 24 to 48 hours under the right conditions. But what makes duckweed valuable is that it's around 40 to 45% protein by dry weight. That's higher than soybeans and higher than most animal feeds. NASA even researched duckweed as a potential food source for long missions because it grows fast, produces dense nutrition, and can be cultivated in controlled systems. The markets for duckweed are growing. Supplement companies want it for protein powders. Animal feed producers want it as a sustainable alternative. Aquaculture operations use it as fish food, and health food companies are testing it for human consumption. The business opportunity is simple. You can produce large amounts in small spaces using ponds or tanks. The growth rate is insane, and the market is still underdeveloped, which means early growers can capture premium pricing. Number 3, lovage, the chef's secret ingredient. Lovage is one of those plants almost nobody knows, but the people who know will pay for it. This celery-like herb can sell for $15 to $30 per pound, and chefs love it. Levisticum officinale has an intense flavor that's like celery and parsley turned up to 10. High-end restaurants use it in stocks, soups, salads, and garnishes, and because it isn't widely grown commercially, supply is limited. Here's why lovage is profitable. It's perennial, so it comes back year after year. Once established, it's low maintenance. You can harvest leaves multiple times per season, and your buyers are restaurants and specialty food businesses that pay premium prices for fresh herbs. Scarcity is what drives the price. People who want lovage usually can't find it easily, and that gap is where you make money. Number 4, culantro, not cilantro, and often worth more. Culantro gets confused with cilantro all the time, but it's different, and it's often more valuable because it's harder to find fresh. Eryngium foetidum sells for $15 to $30 per pound and has strong demand in Latin American and Asian cooking. It has a deeper, stronger flavor than cilantro, and it's used in sofrito, Thai curries, Vietnamese pho, and more. And here's the key, it's rarely available in regular grocery stores. People hunt for it in ethnic markets or go without. That means growers who can supply it consistently can charge premium prices. It grows well in warm climates or in a greenhouse, and the demand is already there. You're not creating a market, you're filling one. Number 5, shiso, the Japanese herb going mainstream. Shiso, also called perilla leaf, is surging in popularity and the profit potential is real. It can sell for $20 to $50 per pound, especially when sold fresh to restaurants. Perilla frutescens comes in green and purple varieties. It's a staple in Japanese and Korean cooking, used in sushi, wraps, pickles, and garnish. The flavor is complex and unique, and there's nothing else that really replaces it. More Japanese and Korean restaurants are opening across the country, and they all need shiso. Home cooks are also getting into it. But supply is still limited outside specialty markets. If you can be a local supplier, you win on freshness and consistency, and those are big deals in the restaurant world. Number 6, epazote, the Mexican herb hardly anyone grows. Epazote is essential in traditional Mexican cooking, but it's nearly impossible to find fresh outside certain markets. That's why it's profitable. Dysphania ambrosioides can sell for $12 to $25 per pound. It's used in beans, quesadillas, soups, and countless dishes. And dried epazote doesn't hit the same as fresh, which creates strong demand from restaurants and serious home cooks. The plant grows easily, almost like a weed, and almost nobody grows it commercially at a small scale for local markets. Mexican cuisine is everywhere, but fresh traditional herbs are still hard to find. That gap is where the money is. Number 7, purslane, the weed worth more than spinach. This one is wild. Purslane, the weed people pull out of their gardens, can sell for $15 to $30 per pound, and it's more nutritious than most greens in the store. Portulaca oleracea has a crisp texture and a slightly lemony bite. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, and it's one of the few leafy greens with significant omega-3 fatty acids. Health-focused consumers and upscale restaurants are catching on, and demand is growing. Purslane grows aggressively with minimal care, which means production costs are low. When something grows easily and sells high, that's the dream scenario. It's literally turning weeds into money. Number 8, Yaupon holly, America's native caffeine plant. Yaupon holly is fascinating because it's the only native North American plant with caffeine. Dried leaves can sell for $30 to $70 per pound, and it fits perfectly into the local tea alternative market. Elex vomitoria produces a smooth, caffeinated tea that many people say feels cleaner than coffee. It grows naturally in the southeastern U.S., but commercial cultivation is still small. That's opportunity. Consumers want sustainable local products. They want new alternatives to coffee. And Yaupon checks every box. It's a perennial shrub, low maintenance, and you can harvest leaves multiple times per year. The story sells, the product sells, and the market is still early. Number 9, Mexican tarragon, the herb that grows where French tarragon won't. French tarragon is famous, but it's picky and doesn't grow well everywhere. Mexican tarragon thrives in heat and gives a similar anise-like flavor, which makes it a strong substitute and a profitable crop. Tagates lucida grows vigorously in warm climates. Chefs and home cooks in hot regions are discovering it because it actually performs where French tarragon fails. The opportunity is geographic. If you can reliably grow what others can't, you become the local source. Number 10, lemon balm, the stress relief herb people can't get enough of. Lemon balm is riding the wellness wave, and it can bring in real money. Melissa officinalis can sell for $20 to $40 per pound, dried with strong demand for stress relief and sleep support products. It's used in teas, tinctures, supplements, and aromatherapy. And because so many people are looking for gentle, natural ways to manage stress, the market keeps expanding. Lemon balm is easy to grow, and it spreads vigorously once established. You can harvest multiple times per season, dry it, and sell into a market that's already hungry. Number 11, ashwagandha, the supplement industry's darling. Ashwagandha is one of the hottest herbs on the planet right now. The dried root can sell for $25 to $60 per pound, and domestic production still hasn't caught up to demand. Withania somnifera is used for stress support, energy, and general wellness. Most of what's sold is imported, which means growers who can produce high-quality organic roots locally can command premium prices and build relationships with brands. This is a real supply gap, and that's where opportunity lives. Number 12, hyssop, the old-school tea herb making a comeback. Hyssop is a perennial herb used in teas, culinary applications, and essential oils. Hyssopus officinalis can sell for $20 to $35 per pound dried. It has a strong aromatic profile and a long history in traditional herbalism. Craft tea movements love herbs that have flavor and a story, and hyssop delivers both. It grows reliably, requires minimal care, and gives you a product that stores well once dried, which makes selling and shipping easier. Number 13, Tulsi, holy basil, the adaptogen goldmine. Tulsi is an Ayurvedic superstar that has gone mainstream fast. Ocimum tenuiflorum can sell for $20 to $45 per pound dried, and demand keeps climbing. It's used in teas and supplements for stress support and immune wellness. It grows well in warm climates or a greenhouse, and you can harvest multiple times per season. It's one of those crops where the market is already built. Tea companies want it, supplement companies want it, and wellness consumers keep buying it. Number 14, catnip, not just for cats. High-grade catnip can sell for $30 to $60 per pound, and the reason is simple. The pet industry is massive and premium pet products sell. Nepeta cataria grows vigorously as a perennial. Quality matters. Fresh, potent, organic catnip sells for way more than the dusty stuff in cheap toys. You can sell to boutiques, natural pet stores, or direct to consumers. And because it grows easily, your cost stays low while your selling price stays high. Number 15, calendula, the skincare industry's secret weapon. Calendula flowers can sell for $20 to $50 per pound. Dried, and demand is strong because the natural skincare market is booming. Calendula officinalis is used in creams, salves, soaps, and oils. It's easy to grow, produces a lot of flowers, and you can sell to multiple markets, manufacturers, crafters, or even create your own products. This is a perfect example of how non-traditional crops can outperform traditional crops when you sell into the right industry. Number 16, fenugreek, the culinary and medicinal dual threat. Fenugreek sells for $15 to $30 per pound and has two major markets, food and supplements. Trigonella funum graecum is essential in many cuisines, and it's also used in supplements for different wellness needs. That dual demand makes it more resilient as a business crop. It's relatively easy to grow, the seeds store well, and you can sell into spice markets and supplement markets without relying on just one buyer type. Number 17, stevia, the natural sweetener revolution. Stevia leaves can sell for $20 to $40 per pound dried, and demand for natural zero-calorie sweeteners keeps growing. Stevia rebaudiana is hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, and while processed stevia is competitive, there's still a strong market for dried stevia leaves for tea blends and home use. It's a crop where you don't have to overcomplicate it. Grow it, dry it properly, sell it in a form people can actually use. Number 18, Sichuan pepper, the exotic spice worth serious money. Sichuan pepper can sell for $40 to $80 per pound, and it's valuable because it creates a unique tingling sensation that no other spice replicates. Xanthoxylum species can be grown in many temperate areas, but domestic production is limited. As Sichuan cuisine grows in popularity, demand for authentic ingredients rises right along with it. It requires some knowledge to harvest and handle correctly, but that learning curve is exactly why it commands premium prices. Number 19, Gotu Kola, the cognitive cash crop. Gotu Kola can sell for $30 to $60 per pound dried and serves two major markets, cognitive support supplements and skincare. Centella asiatica has a long traditional history and growing modern demand as nootropics and anti-aging products keep expanding. It grows in moist, warm conditions and can be harvested multiple times. Low competition, premium pricing, and two markets pulling demand at the same time. And there you have it. Specialty crops aren't about chasing what everyone else is growing. They're about serving niche markets with passionate buyers and limited supply. Instead of competing in commodity markets with razor-thin margins, you're stepping into premium markets where customers want quality, consistency, and local supply. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you're ready to think differently about farming and building wealth, smash that like button, drop a comment, and tell me which plant you'd actually try first. Are you team herbs, team adaptogens, or team exotic spices? And if you haven't subscribed to Grown Folks Gardening, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. We're building a community of people who know that financial independence doesn't come from following the crowd. It comes from spotting the opportunities everyone else is missing.